वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं गुरुब्रह्मा गुरुविष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. I welcome everyone who are in the temple as well as who are online. In Durga temple over here, we are on 30th of December is today. It's last Pravachan for the year 2023. We have done a good progress, I say. We are almost at the end of the second chapter, and we have learnt a lot during this time, and we have got a long way to go because there are 18 chapters. So sometimes people ask, oh, when will this finish? Well, it never finishes till the life, because Gita talks about multiple lives. So naturally it is beyond our this life. So study is continuous. In Sanskrit it is told, Swadhyaya Pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. Yeah. Never be lazy, never be inactive for the study of oneself. Swadhyaya, Swaka Adhyaya, Swadhyaya. So it is a study forever, it is study continuously. So today is 30th of December, and we will go forward with the second chapter, Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga Nama Dvitiyo Adhyaya. And we will go forward with it. This sloka, 68th sloka, we took last time, and we talked about it a bit. We will look into it again to recap. Why we will recap? Because this is a very, very important part in Sanatana Dharma, which is making it a distinguishable, a very unique way of looking at life. So I will chant the 68th sloka. Tasmadyasya mahabaho nigruhitani sarvashah indriyanindriyarthebhya stasya pragya pratisthita. Yeah, Tasmadasya mahabaho. Mahabaho is Arjuna. So it is told that in Hindi we can say that जिस मनुष्य की बुद्धि स्थिर है उस मनुष्य की इंद्रियां इंद्रियों के विषयों में सर्वथा निगृहित यानी वश में की हुई है. That is what it means. And here the word nigruhi, sanyam, vash. What is the meaning of controlling? See, the English is very poorly explaining the meaning of this word sanyam. It is not control. When the word control comes, that means there is a resistance. And there is a resistance, there is a forceful and compulsion way of controlling the behavior or thinking, and that is what the word control means. Sanyam is more beyond. Nigruhi, Sanyam is beyond that. Sanyam is telling us which is much more beyond control. In Sanyam, we can say it is self-control, but it is not control. So self-control is also not a right word there. The controlling comes when there is a expectation, there is a feeling, there is a desire, and then there is a forceful stoppage of that desire or feeling, means control. Here there is a limitation predefined by ourselves. So Sanyam, and we were talking about Sanyam last time a bit. So which are the, we were talking, and let us recap it. So which are the prerequisites for a Sanyam? That is what we talked last time. Prerequisite means कौन सी condition में संयम कहा जाएगा? In which conditions we can even define Sanyam? So 6 points were there which we discussed last time. One was that there is a complete possession. Whatever is the object or anything is in complete and absolute ownership and possession of a person. That is condition 1. If there is a person who is telling, oh, I have got lots of sanyam, I have got lot of control, You know what? I don't wear a 10 tola, gold chain. Well, you do not possess it. So there is no point in telling that I don't wear a gold chain, because there is no existence of Sanyam there. So number one was that the object should be in complete possession and under absolute ownership. That is condition 1. Then condition 2 is it is available all the time. It is available at any time and yet in any amount. That is condition 2. So it is not only in ownership, but it is also that it is available at any time and in any amount. And there is no restriction. So sometimes we have got any amount and any time. Let us take an example of ATM. We have got a bank account and we go to the bank ATM, anytime machine, and we put our card and we say, okay, I need money, and it gives you money. So that means it is ownership anytime, anything, but not in any amount. You cannot draw $50,000 through a ATM machine. You can draw maximum 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. There is a limit to it. Even though there is $1 million in your account, you cannot draw more than $2,000 at a time from ATM. In other words, there is limit. Here, in case of Sanyam, the prerequisite is that there is no restriction. So it is available anytime, any amount, and without any restriction. Complete possession and in absolute ownership. Then another condition is you can consume it also how much you need. See, sometimes what happens that, another example at home, suppose the housewife, the mother has cooked nice samosas, very nice freshly made fried samosas, and she keeps that on the table. On the table there are like 10-15 samosas she has prepared. So now it is in absolute ownership, it is available, it is in present, but the thing is that if there is a person who is who wants to eat all the samosas, you cannot eat all that. You may wish to eat 10 out of 15, but the mother will say you can't eat it. Here there is no limitation on the wish. The consumption of the amount of consumption as per the wish is not limited. That is the fourth condition. And another thing is, it is a thing of liking. See, sometimes people say, some people do not like eating brinjals or say bhindi or some other food. They will say karela, for example. It's very common, right? The bitter gourd melon or bitter melon, they say, right? So karela. So people will say that, you know what, I have a sanyam, I don't eat karela, I don't eat bitter gourd. Well, you don't like it. If you don't like it and you don't consume it, it doesn't mean sanyam. So another prerequisite for exertion of sanyam, the meaning of sanyam, is that it is a thing of liking. You like to consume it. And the last but not the least, last time we talked that your senses are capable enough to consume it. Sometimes what happens, our senses are not capable to consume it. So then people will say, nahi, abhi maine chhod diya. Yeah, I left it. Suppose there is a 85-year-old person, 90-year-old person, and he is having a Ferrari. Now he is owner of the Ferrari. He has got it available in the garage. He can drive it any amount of time, and he can do everything. But his senses are not capable enough to control the speed of the Ferrari. So, in case of Sanyam, the capacity of the sense to enjoy is also supposed to be in existence. When these 6 conditions are there, then only the question of Sanyam comes. Unless these 6 conditions, any of these conditions is satisfied, case of Sanyam is not applicable. The clause of the Sanyam is not applicable. This is what we talked last time. संयम अप्लाई नहीं होता वहां. If doctor has told me that I have got a cholesterol and you cannot eat any fried food, and then I say that, you know what, I have eaten enough fried food, now I don't want to eat any fried food. Yeah, अभी मैं समोसे नहीं खाता. That is not संयम, because it is by compulsion. So the conditions of संयम has to be understood first. This is a precondition, prerequisite, as we say. To exert, to execute, to exercise, to to practice Sanyam, these 6 things are supposed to be there first of all. That is the first part within the Sanyam, and that is what we will go further with today. So Sanyam, and another part we thought about was Sanyam is a function. In mathematics we used to learn the symbol function. So Sanyam is a function of intellect and not the function of mind. वो बुद्धि का प्रश्न है, मन का नहीं. Man will always go towards it. The mind will always go towards it. Whether you use it or you do not use it. You use it psychologically or physically. Any object. It is a question of intellect. Sanyam is a question of intellect. Sanyam is not a question of mind. This is what that. And then we will go further on the 69th sloka. This is what last time we discussed. So I thought that we will recap it, because this is very important for the further next 2 slokas. So I will chant 69th sloka. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagarti sanyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato mune. Ya nisha sarva bhutana, for all the beings where there is a nisha. Nisha means night. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam, when there is a night for all the people, tasyam, there jagarti sanyami, there sanyami is awake. Jagarti, awake. And yasyam jagrati bhutani, where all the people are awake, or they say day, sa nisha pashyato mune, that is seen as a night by a muni. This is a translation of this. What all beings consider as day is night for the Sanyami, ignorance. Night of ignorance is for the wise, it is a day. And what all creatures see as night is the day for the introspective sage. This is what it says. So here the example is given as day and night in terms of the psychological status of a person. A person in the night, we are not active. Even though we may be hungry, but when we are sleeping, even though there is a great amount of food around us, we don't stand up and we consume it. What we do? We sleep. And that is considered here as a night. Whatever inactiveness in our life we do as a normal person, tasyam jagarti sanyami, that is where a sanyami person, a controlling person, a self-controlled person is going to be awake. That is what it means. So what does it mean? What is awakening? What is sleep? And what is awakening? And awakening in what? These are the questions coming from this sloka. So let us understand the word awaken first. Sometimes we talk to our friends and we say that if he is doing something wrong or something incorrect, we tell the friend that, hey, you know what, wake up, man. That is what we say. We tell them, wake up, man, what are you doing? Wake up. That is what we say. What is that wake up? When we are telling the person is already awake. That is why we are talking to the person. But still we say, wake up. That wake up is here. It is in the brain. It is in the intellect. That wake up is not the physically. That is the word. That is the kind of wake up being metaphoralized here in Nisha and day and night. That is what is the night and day explained over here. So here the word, again a very important difference is the word used is Nisha, means night. It is not the word which is used as a sleep. God could have told that where everybody is sleeping, the Sanyami is Jagrati. God didn't use the word sleep. God used the word nisha, ratri. There is a difference between ratri and sleep. Because in sleeping we are inactive, but in ratri we cannot see. It is impossible for us to see because there is a darkness. That is the meaning. That is why the God has used the word nisha. It is darkness and we do not see through our intellect. That means it is nisha. That is the meaning of the word nisha over here. And then there are some animals who can see in the dark. So they are jagrati. They are jagrati. They are awake in the night time and they can see it. That is how we can see the example of nisha. That is why the word here is nisha and not sleep. Very important part here. Okay, but and then so we will go further on that. It's important to see every word. It's very thing. So in the night there is no light, and what happens when there is no light? There is possibility of getting lost. Yeah, you may fall in a ditch, not getting into correct direction, unable to identify and react accordingly. This is what a night is. When there is a darkness, what happens? Unable to recognize, unable to identify. Suppose there is a night and we are walking. There is a person coming in front of us. We can't see, we can't recognize, and we cannot react accordingly. If he is a friend, we have to say hi. If he is a dacoit or somebody who is trying to loot you, then you have to be careful. We can't do that. Why? Because there is a darkness. Here we are talking about darkness of intellect. Now, darkness of intellect in what way? Because we do, when there is a darkness, we don't react. We sleep. That is what is exemplified here as Ya Nisha Sarva Bhutana. Means in the area in the life where people do not react, not interested. That is what is for the common people. That is where Jagarti Sanyami, Tasyam Jagarti Sanyami. That is where the Sanyami person is awake. Means he can see, he can react, he can understand. Now here it is very important. In Hindi we can say that मन सुलाता है और बुद्धि उठाती है. The intellect awakens us and the mind makes us asleep. मन सुला देता है वासनाओं में, इच्छाओं में, and intellect जागृत करता है. Intellect awakens us. That is the meaning over here. So we already know the story of Tulsidas and his wife. Tulsidas, the great sage who has written Ramayana, Tulsikrut Ramayana. So was he a sage right from the beginning? No. We know the story of Tulsidas. Maybe we can recap here a little bit, in short. That Tulsidas was a young man and he got married with a very, very beautiful wife. His wife was very beautiful and her name was Ratnavali. Yeah, very beautiful name also, Ratnavali. Yeah. So he got married with Ratnavali and engaged, and he was total in love with Ratnavali. Everywhere he is going, anywhere he is going, he is thinking only about Ratnavali, 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 Ratnavali. Yeah. People who fall in love will see their lover everywhere, in anywhere. That is what happens when a person falls in love. So here also Tulsidas fall in love with Ratnavali. Now what happened that one time, it happened that Ratnavali had to go back home. Oh, I have to go back to my home and I will come back tomorrow. I will stay over there in night and I will come back tomorrow. That is what Ratnavali told. Now Ratnavali home was the other side of the river. And Tulsidas was not happy with that because he has to be away from Ratnavali for one night, for some time. And Tulsidas doesn't like it. He wants to continuously be with Ratnavali. He liked the company of Ratnavali. all the time, every time, undisturbed. And now Ratnavali is gone. Ratnavali went to her home for some work. And Tulsidas is very much unpleasant. He is very upset. Tulsidas thinks, oh no, now how can I spend the whole night without Ratnavali? I can't do that. I can't keep away from Ratnavali. He was so much engrossed with that thought of Ratnavali that in the night he thought, no problem, I will go shamelessly. Yeah, at that time going to a in-laws house without a reason just to meet the wife is something stupidity. Are you so much mad? That is what was being thought. Even today also nowadays in some areas. So, but Tulsidas thought, no problem. Let anybody say anything. I am mad in love with my wife, no problem. But I will go now. So he thought that, okay, even if there is a dark night, I will go. So he comes out of home and what he is seeing? It's a flood, total rain, pouring. It was so much rain that everywhere it is water and water and water. You can't. He told, oh my God, now how will I go? No problem. I want to meet Ratnavali. I want to be with Ratnavali. So he started walking. He walked in, knee-level water and he reached the river. Now river was when there was a normal water on the flow on the land. The river was completely flooded. It was gushing with water. How to cross the river? Very difficult. So Tulsidas thought, oh, now I need a boat to pass through this river. Without that, I cannot go to the other side of the river. So he was searching for a boat and he found a boat. He thought, wow, Ratnavali loves me so much that in case she knows that I need her all the time, so in case I decide to go to her place, I will need a boat. And so Ratnavali left the boat on the shore. So wow, this is very good. So he rides on the boat and he goes to the other side of the river. And then he starts walking towards Ratnavali's home. Now it is night, everybody is sleeping, it's a big house. Nobody can listen to you. Lots of rain, a noise of lightning and thunder and all that. Nobody will open the door. He knocks on the door, but nobody listens. Everybody is in sleep. So he thinks, now how will I go inside the house? So he takes a round of the house and he suddenly see, wow, there is a bedroom. He knew where Ratnavali bedroom was. And he see that there is a bedroom window, and in the bedroom window there is a rope coming down up to the ground level. And he thought again, see, look at this. My wife Ratnavali loves me so much that in case I come and nobody opens the door, I can go and climb up the rope. I can go and climb up the rope and go reach the window. That is what he thought. So he goes up the rope and he goes inside the window and he wakes up Ratnavali. Ratnavali is astonished, surprised. Oh, you are here. How come you come here? How can you come here? It is all so much raining and the flooding and everywhere. How can you come? He says, no, honey, you love me so much. So even though there was a flooded river, you kept a boat for me. And he says, then Ratnavali is asking, how can you come through the window on the first level? And Tulsidas says that, oh, you kept a rope for me so that I can climb up in case somebody doesn't open the door. And Ratnavali is surprised because she didn't do that. So she said, okay, let me see where the rope is. I never kept a rope. And then they find that there was a big snake. The snake, because of the flooding, the snake's burrow was filled with water. And so the snakes come out during the rainy season. So the snake came and the snake was trying to come inside the window. It was so much dark. Ratnavali didn't see. Ratnavali just closed the window tight and the snake died there. So just got the, clinched inside the window. So Tulsidas thought that this is a rope where actually it was a dead snake. Then they both go to the river, to see which boat is that. And they found that it was actually a corpse. It was a dead body which was swollen, because the dead body was not like recently dead person. It was swollen, and that is why it was floating. And Tulsidas thought that it is a boat, but it was actually a swollen dead body. Tulsidas didn't see it. Tulsidas thought that it is a boat for me, some floating device for me. So Ratnavali says, you couldn't see a snake because you were seeing me all the time. You couldn't see a swollen dead body. Why? Because you were seeing me all the time. Your focus is only in me. Now here it comes, like two parts is coming. One is that our sloka, that Nisha means we cannot see. Even if it is in front of us, even if it is in our hand, we don't see. So we don't react. That is the Nisha word here. But to complete the story part, Ratnavali was a good wife. She was a very good person. So she told Tulsidas that the amount of focus, amount of devotion which you have got in me, even if 1% of that, if you put for the God, you will be successful in your life. तैर जाओगे अपना जन्म. And Tulsidas, it went right on the bull's eye in the mind of Tulsidas. He left Ratnavali actually by advising that Ratnavali lost a good husband, a loving husband. But that doesn't matter as long as you are telling the truth to your life partner. If you are telling a truth and what is good for your life partner, even if you are losing the life partner, doesn't matter. That is what Ratnavali is teaching all the wives in the world in this story. You have to tell what is good for your life partner because you love them. It is liked or not liked is a different part. So Ratnavali told that, and Tulsidas went off. Okay, done with you. Now I will focus myself in the God and God's work. Ratnavali lost the husband. But Ratnavali made a great man, Tulsidas. So we should all be thankful. When we are reading Ramayana, Tulsikrut Ramayana, we should also thank Ratnavali, which we have forgotten. Nobody talks about Ratnavali, everybody talks about Tulsidas because it is a Tulsikrut Ramayana. But there is a good amount of input from Ratnavali also for creation of the Ramayana by Tulsidas. Anyway, so we will come to this example of, so that is what Nisha. Nisha means what? The night means what? We cannot see. Even though we are reacting with it, we are acting with it, it is in position, everything, we are not understanding it. That is where a Sanyami is Jagarti. That is where a Sanyami, a self-controlled person, a restrained person is awake. What is the meaning of that? How is he awake? Is awake means he is understanding what and where to react and how much. That is what is important. Awaken means when we are doing any action in our life, we are knowing and doing the work understandably. That is Sanyam. Sanyam means the person is indulged into the activity. Person is not away from the activity. This is very important part. Person is indulged into activity. Person is consuming the object or the material world we say, but he is not drowned in it. He has got the situation in control. He or she is in control of the situation and control of the actions. That is what a Sanyami is. Let us take an example of a incomplete and complete Sanyami. Okay, so the excellent example of that is, say, temples, idol worship. When we are in temple, we don't drink, we don't do wrong things. In front of the idol, मूर्ति के सामने हम कुछ गलत नहीं करते, हम चोरी नहीं करते, हम झूठ नहीं बोलते, don't get intoxicated in front of the idol in temple. But when we go out, we go into these things. So if somebody says that I am a Sanyami in the temple, that is not a correct understanding. Why? Because a Sanyami is Sanyami everywhere. So this is also another important point to note. A Sanyami is Sanyami everywhere in any condition. It is not that in front of, हम गुरुवार को हम non-veg नहीं खाते. Yes, I am not against veg or non-veg. This is not a debate on that. But I don't do specific actions on Guruvar. Why? Because it is Ganpati ka din hai. I don't do certain actions on this day because it is a pious day. That is not Sanyami. Because the person is doing that action on other day. So to better understand the Sanyami part on it. So a Sanyami is awake where, what and how much and when to act. Because he knows why to act. This is the important part. When a Sanyami is knowing why to act, a Sanyami gets indulged into actions, a Sanyami gets indulged into activities, but with a self-restraint. That is what a Sanyami is. So, where other people cannot see, a Sanyami can see. Other people are in Nisha, a Sanyami is awake that I am not supposed to do what and I am supposed to do what. And the person is doing that action with that self-restraint. That is a Sanyami. That is what is told here as Tasyam Jagrati Sanyami. Now let us go to the other part. Yasyam Jagrati Bhutani Sa Nisha Pashyato Mune. Yeah, Yasyam Jagrati Bhutani. Where all the creatures are awake. Yeah. They are seeing and they are acting and they are indulged. They are engrossed. That is where Sa Nisha Pashyato Mune. That is where a Muni is seeing as Nisha. Means doesn't see it. Means retire. No action. Do not indulge. Don't go into the object or the consumption of the object. Don't go into that work. And it is not only material, it is other side also. It is inside also. Like when to become angry and when not to become angry. This is also part of Sanyam. How much to get angry, where to get angry is also a Sanyam. So it is not only outside that how much I should be eating or I should get intoxicated or money and all that. It is inside also. So, but the important part here is that the God has told the word Muni. So here there is a difference between a Muni. Muni is a sage. So there is a difference between a Muni and Sanyami. This is to be understood very well because we always mix them up. So a Muni is so what is the difference between the Sanyami and Muni? What is the difference between a self-restrained person and a sage? The difference here is that a sannyasi, a Sanyami reacts with a caution. A Sanyami knows if I am driving a car and the speed limit of the road is 50, then I will drive my car at 50 km speed. Even though I am in a hurry, I will be keeping a Sanyam on my feelings, on my need, and I will not drive more than 50 km speed. Maybe I will drive 52 km speed, but I will not drive at 100 km speed. That is a Sanyami. A Sanyami works, a Sanyami acts, a Sanyami does the actions as needed. But a Muni does not. So where other people are doing the actions, a Muni just stops them. A Muni does not take any action. A Sanyami is active. A Muni is passive. So Muni does not do it. Let us take an example. Like sometimes there is a party and there are friends who meet in the party. Now there is a nice food, there is an excellent food, and people will meet. And there are two friends, both same age group, and they both have same problem. I always take example of food because it is very easy to understand. We eat every day. So both of them have got a cholesterol problem. The Sanyami friend will eat one samosa. Okay, I want to eat, I know that I have got a cholesterol, so I will eat, but I will eat one because it is not bad for me to eat one samosa, but not to eat like 20 samosas. But a Muni will not eat samosa at all. He will look at it and he will understand that this is not for me. So a Muni is higher level of control than a Sanyami. A Muni is Sa Nisha Pashyate Mune. He is totally not looking at it. Whereas a Sanyami is looking at it and consuming with the limit, consuming with a control, consuming it with a self-restraint. So that is why God has given two words here, Sanyami and Muni. We have to understand. And why God has given us is also very interesting. See, very simple. We are all common people. We are all mango people. Yeah. हम लोग आम आदमी है, छोड़ नहीं सकते. We cannot completely leave the things. तो संयम में करो. That is exactly God wants us to do. हाँ. गुलाब जामुन खाओ मगर 2 खाओ, 25 मत खाओ. खाए बगैर रह नहीं सकोगे. Yeah, you cannot leave the food. You cannot, you cannot just avoid it completely because you are a common man. We are not that high level people. We have got our own wishes and desires. Sometimes it pulls us. Yeah, our senses pulls us. So what to do? Just like a Muni, Sa Nisha Pashyate Mune, nahi, khaunga hi nahi. We can't do that. Almost 99% people cannot do that. So become a Sanyami. That is why God has used here two words, Sanyami and Muni. There are two different words. If you can't become a Muni, that's okay. You can become a Sanyami. Try practicing Sanyami and then you eventually becomes a Muni. If you can do that. That is why God has here used the two words. So Sanyami is the first stage and Muni is the afterwards. That is the stage over here. Sanyami and Muni. That is why God has used here two different words. It is very important to understand why two different words are over here. Otherwise, with this sloka we will never understand. And the coming slokas also we will not understand. So we will go further on the 70th sloka. Now this sloka, as we know, it has got a different way of chanting. So it is interesting to know also that in Gita we have got two different type of ragas by which we can do the chanting. So this is a different way of chanting here. So I will go to the 70th sloka now. 70. Apuryamaणam achala pratishtham samudramapa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sashanti mapnoti na kama kami. Yeah. See, God is also giving example because God knows. But remember, we have to remember that what example is given because it has got a perfect applicability. Like earlier the example of turtle. Same way here. Apuryamanam achala pratishtam. Yeah. What is the meaning? Just as the ocean remains undisturbed by the incessant flow of waters from the river merging into it. Likewise, the sage who is unmoved despite the flow of desirable objects all around him attains the peace and not the person who strives to satisfy the desire. हाँ, जैसे संपूर्ण नदियों का जल चारों ओर से जल द्वारा परिपूर्ण समुद्र में आकर मिलता है, फिर भी समुद्र अपनी मर्यादाओं में अचल प्रतिष्ठित रहता है. अचलम प्रतिष्ठम. या ऐसे ही संपूर्ण भोग पदार्थ जिस संयमी मनुष्य में विकार उत्पन्न किए बिना ही उसको प्राप्त होते हैं, वही मनुष्य परम शांति को प्राप्त होता है, भोगों की कामना करने वाला नहीं। दिस इज मीनिंग नकाम कामी, नकाम कामी। तद्वात् कामायम प्रतिशंति सर्वे स शांति माप्नुति। दिस इज द मीनिंग समुद्र माप प्रविशंति यद्दत्। दिस इज द मीनिंग ऑफ द श्लोक। सो हियर number one part is that God has clearly told us that things are going to come in our life. You cannot leave the things. It's going to come in our life. Let us see different schools of thoughts over here, because this part Sanyam is very very much understood, misunderstood and misrepresented also. The part Sanyam or the word Sanyam is only in Sanatan Dharma. Let us take different example. One of the schools of thoughts is telling that leave everything. Yeah. Tathagat Buddha left Yashodhara wife and the son Rahul, and then only he got Bodhitva. If you want to attain Nirvana, then you have to leave your material world. बीबी बच्चों को छोड़कर ही आपको निर्वाण मिलेगा. Sanyam doesn't say that. Sanatana Dharma doesn't say that. Sanatana Dharma says, yeah, it will come, you enjoy, but with limitation, with self-restraint. So one school of thought is telling, and not only Buddhism, many schools of thought. I just give an example. So many schools of thought says that you leave everything, leave all the material world, leave all the the worldly things, and then only you can meet God. Then only you can get moksha. Then only you can get nirvana. That is one school of thought. Here it is not told like that. Whatever comes, yeah, कितना भी पानी आने दो नदी में से, whatever amount of water comes from the river, you become unmoved like a ocean. That is what a Sanyam is. So that is number one part. There is a joke also on it. There is a small joke. There was a guy, he wanted a new umbrella. I always tell this joke because it is very much applicable. So he goes to buy an umbrella. There is a rainy day coming. So he thought that I will have a nice umbrella. So he goes to a store and he asks the storekeeper, I need a good quality umbrella. It should last good, it should last longer, and I want to use it for a long time. So show me a good quality umbrella. The shopkeeper brings the umbrella. He says, sir, take this umbrella. This umbrella will last for 20 years. Oh, 20 years? Well, an umbrella lasting for 20 years is a big thing. It's a good quality umbrella. It has to be good quality. So this man is asking now, will it last for 20 years? Is it really that good? Is it that good quality? The shopkeeper says, yeah, yes sir, this umbrella will last for 20 years if you protect it from rain and sunlight. And this person is telling, then what is the use of an umbrella? Because umbrella is to be used to protect ourselves from rain and from sunlight. How can we have a umbrella called as a very good quality if it is not going in sun and if it is not going in rain? सब कुछ छोड़ दो, then you are a good person is not the right thing. बाजू में आके डूब भी जाएगा, then जल कमलवत. That is why we always say that Ma Lakshmi has got a kamal, has got a lotus in the hand. Even if you are immersed in the water, when you come out, there is not a single drop on you. That is what is called as a control. That is what is called as a Sanyam. मिला ही नहीं तो संयम क्या काहे का? If an umbrella cannot go in rain and in sunlight, then it can be, it can stay in a better way. Then it is not a useless, it is a useless umbrella. Any amount of water coming in the ocean should not disturb the water level of the ocean. Yeah, that is why God is giving us the example here, that things are going to come in life and you have to accept it. You have to consume it. Otherwise also we have to consume. We have to live. So we need clothes, we need house, we need car, we need money to eat, we need food, everything. So anyway to live also we need the things. So things are anyway going to come in our life. We cannot say that leave everything. It is impossible. We have already seen in earlier slokas of second chapter. We cannot karma kiye bagair reh nahi sakte. We cannot live. We cannot survive. So things are going to come in life. That is number one part over here. And then remaining undisturbed is important part here. Not getting flown with the rush and the force, not losing the mental posture, but consuming the desired objects, whatever enter in your life. So Sanyami consumes the bhoga but doesn't get drowned into it. It is merely an action to be performed by a Sanyami person for continuation of the life. Sanyami does not stop. Why he does not stop? Because he is confident that whatever comes in my life, I am going to handle it well. I am going to handle it properly. The things which are going to come in my life are not going to make me away. It will not stop my intellect to work. I will not sway away from my direction. So a Sanyami is not afraid of consuming and moving around in the world, because he or she knows it very well and is consuming bhog padarth, desirable objects. So what happens when a desirable objects come in the contact with a person, with a normal person, what happens? That there is a desire coming, there is a craving, greed. It touches him. But for a Sanyami person, it doesn't touch them. There is a story, and this is a little funny story. It is not historical, it is just a funny story. So what happened that there was a guru and there were so many chelas. Yeah, there were so many disciples for that guru, 200, 500 disciples. And this guru used to do everything he used to do. He used to drink, enjoy, move around, everything. He was not having any control. He was not stopping anything. Yeah, he was just doing, he was enjoying. Naturally, when you become a disciple of such a person, you can also enjoy everything. कर सकते हैं, कुछ भी करो. गुरु ने कहा है, कुछ भी करो. So he had so many disciples, and this guru was doing everything. He was drinking also, drinking wine, liquor, everything. Now there was one disciple, ek chela. One disciple was there who was very intelligent. So he knew that Guru has got a very good knowledge. Guru is not bad. He has got very good knowledge. But whatever he is doing is being followed by the other disciples without knowledge. Bhed chal. One goat after the other goat. One sheep after the other sheep. So that is not good, because people are taking an advantage of that Guru's things for all these things. Misadvantage of that. So one day he told Guru that, Guru, you know what? I know that you are very much knowledgeable. I know that you are a great person. But what is happening is that because you are also, drinking and all that, other disciples are saying, see, he is also drinking, I am following Guru, I am also drinking. So other disciples doesn't value your intelligence, doesn't value your thoughts, but they are just following you because they are getting a advantage. They are doing the things which they like to do with you. So Guru says, yeah, I know it. Let us do this something different today. So Guru used to go everywhere, bhiksha, bhiksha, bhiksha. So if there is a liquor shop, he will say bhiksha. The liquor shop will say, okay, I have got only liquor. He will say, okay, no problem. Guru will drink liquor. All the disciples will also drink liquor after him. So disciples were very happy. जो अच्छा लगे वो करो, गुरु के पीछे पीछे चलो. Now today Guru changed. Guru told today our route will change. So he goes towards a ironsmith shop. लोहार की दुकान. He went to ironsmith shop. Now in the ironsmith shop there was a molten iron was being prepared in the furnace, and then it was being poured into molds to make some various things, iron items, iron pan, everything. Now what happens that Guru goes over there and says Bhagavati Bhikshandehi. This guy is telling, ironsmith is telling, I don't have anything other than this molten metal in my shop. Guru says, no problem, give it to me. Guru puts his hand like this. Now this is a story, okay, people can say, but the understanding of the story is important. So Guru puts his hand like this, and the molten metal, one spoonful of molten metal, the ironsmith is putting on his hand, and he says, Hari Om, and he takes the whole molten metal inside his mouth and glubs it down. And he just walks further. Now the true disciple is also next to him. He is just following him. So he is also telling Bhagavati Bhikshandehi. He also get one spoonful of molten metal, and he is also going further. Yeah, he believes. Guru के पगले से चलो तो आप भी तर जाओगे. That is true. But in how is important. Now all the other people who were interested in drinking liquor but not interested in drinking naturally they were not having that much faith and that much trust in Guru. All of them run away. Not a single person stays there. Why? Because who will dare to take a molten metal in the hand and glop it down? Nobody. So all of them run away. All of them run away. In other words, Bhog Padarth. So why this story? What is the punchline? The punchline is that people do the things which they like to do. And because they like to do, they get indulged into it, they get touched by it, and they develop a desire, they develop a greed for it. A Sanyami doesn't develop that. Now, why? This is the important part. We always listen, Sanyam rakho, Sanyami ke liye acha hai, But what is the mechanism inside the intellect of a Sanyami so that a Sanyami can execute this way? What is the mechanism? मुझे समोसा अच्छा लगता है तो क्या संयमी को अच्छा नहीं लगता? उसे भी अच्छा लगता है, उसे भी अच्छा खाना अच्छा लगता है. So what is the reason? How come a Sanyami can control and I cannot? We are both humans. I cannot control, but a Sanyami can control. How? So let us understand the intricacy, the mechanism within the Sanyam. How does a Sanyam happen? So number one part is incompleteness. When an object or external object touches me, comes in contact with me, if it creates a feeling of incompleteness in me, then I have a uncontrolled behavior and no execution of Sanyam. Why? Because I feel myself as a incomplete. Any object coming to me, कोई भी चीज आती है हमारे ऊपर आघात करती है, और वो जो आघात करती है उसका हमारा जो प्रतिघात होता है वो अगर इनकम्प्लीटनेस है हमारे में, उसके लिए without that I am incomplete. If that feeling is coming, then we start into the cycle of the desire. वृथा गंतस्य नरस्य जीवनम. Agar if I don't have a Tesla car, my life is useless. So when I see a Tesla hits me, and in my mind, I crave for Tesla. And same for everything, anything. It may be human, it may be power, it may be prestige, it may be position, maybe house, car, bungalow, beauty, everything. It hits me. And then I feel that I am incomplete. One of the biggest science of advertisement is this incompleteness. They will show a advertising company, these people know human psychology very well. They exactly know how to utilize this human psychology. They show an advertisement by which we see it and we think that if I don't have a Nike shoe, my life is useless. I must have a Nike shoe. Yeah. I must have this the house. I must have this wristwatch. I must have this beauty cream. I must have this shirt. Because without that, I am incomplete. हाँ, इतना अच्छा शर्ट नहीं डालूंगा तो जिंदगी में क्या? This incompleteness. हाँ, बाजू वाले बहन ने जैसी साड़ी ली है वैसी साड़ी मुझे भी चाहिए, उसके बगैर नहीं चलेगा. This is incompleteness. So number one part what is happening in the mind of a normal person is incompleteness. In the mind of a संयमी there is no incompleteness. मैं मेरे में ही पूर्ण हूँ. See, anywhere, see, we have to remember. See, we chant a lot, but we don't understand. पूर्णमदं पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. What is the meaning? We जोर से बोलते हैं, हाँ पूर्णमदं, हाँ जोर से बोलते हैं, मगर उसका मतलब समझना पड़ेगा. मतलब नहीं समझेंगे तो बोलते रहेंगे. तोता भी बोलेगा, तोते को या a parrot will also tell पूर्णमदं पूर्णमिदं, but it will not understand it. We have to understand, then only the impact of the sloka will come in our mind, and then slowly we will start improving in our mind. So number one is incompleteness. Without the external object, I am incomplete. Yeah. And this is not only object, this is not only material world, it is also related to many other things, like skills, for example. How many nice, I see a man with an excellent good muscles, a good biceps and triceps and all, and I will think, oh, I don't have it. Yeah, I must have it. Uske bagair fayda kya? Yeah, I don't look that handsome. So it is not only the object, it is also the skill sets. It is also the physical condition. All these things are also part of the same incompleteness. So incompleteness is also related to that. Look, how do I look? Without this specific makeup or without this external object, dress. See, nowadays, and we know it, nowadays one of the biggest business is plastic surgery, aesthetic plastic surgery. My own daughter is doctor. I ask her, how much time does it become and how much money you have to spend to become a plastic surgeon, aesthetic plastic surgeon? She told me that I have to study up to 39 years. At the age of 39, I will become, if I want to, I will become an aesthetic plastic surgeon. हाँ, मेरी भवें बराबर कर दो, मेरा नाक थोड़ा ऊपर कर दो. Yeah, aesthetic. क्यों? Incompleteness. I have got a nose like this which is given to me by God, because we don't believe in God. That is the problem. God has given me the gift, but we don't accept it. Prasad is sarva dukkhanam. Last time we talked about prasad. Exactly same thing. It is applicable there also. Bhagwan has given to me, God has given me this face. Accept it with gracefully. Accept it. Nahi, incompleteness. That is why this incompleteness. Similarly, power. So look, power, everything. All these things makes us feeling incomplete. And because of this incompleteness, pain, and that is why we have to always, when we say Purnamada Purnamidam, this is what is teaching us. Do not feel incomplete. Consume, kamao, mehnat karo, bahut paisa kamao. Earn lot of money. Wear very good dresses. Eat good food. Drive excellent car. Live in a big house. There is nothing wrong. Here God is telling Pravishanti, just like all the rivers are coming in the ocean, but still ocean doesn't get disturbed. Ocean overflow नहीं हो जाता है, कितना भी पानी आने दो. So going into those things is not told no. सनातन में उसकी ना नहीं है, मगर with self restraint, उसमें डूब मत जाओ. That is what is told. So today it is already 11 o'clock. We have to stop over here on the 70th sloka. We'll come again on next Saturday and we'll go with the 71st sloka, 71 sloka at 10 o'clock, like every Saturday morning, 10 to 11 we discuss on Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. So we'll come back. I wish everyone a very happy new year. Make some conclusions, retrospect for 2023 and make some good decisions. What you want to do in 2024, good commitments, and stick to it. That is how we have to enjoy and celebrate the year end and greet the new year which is coming 2024. So I wish best of luck to everyone and I will stop my pravachan over there. We will meet again next Saturday. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramadhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Para Brahma Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah.